Instagram fam, Facebook fam, YouTube fam. Like literally, I'm trying to kind of get my streaming all in one place, get myself together. I am so excited that some of you are hopping on. I already want to apologize in advance to my Instagram fam because I don't give y'all enough love over here. I should be going live a lot more, but I see some of y'all hopping on. I am Thema Aziz Serwa. I am the pioneer and visionary at the Womb Sauna, where I empower women to heal everything. Literally, I teach you that every missing piece of the puzzle that you're looking for is inside of you. And if you would just sit with yourself and give yourself your undivided attention, you would actually figure out that what you've been looking for outside of yourself, what you've been trying to get from other people, from, just winging it in your life, is inside of you the whole time. So I'm going to be brief tonight. I'm not going to be here too long, but I do want to have a conversation about the power of your words. And I want to share some of the wisdom that I've learned from an author that I admire from the 1940s, Florence Scovel, who authored The Game of Life and How to Play It. She authored The Power of the Spoken Word. And if you're familiar with her works, just put in the comment section, I speak the word, I speak the word, I speak the word, I speak the word. She literally would have people come to fly to her from all over the world just so she could teach them what to say. That's how important that word magic is, that literally people would fly from all over the world just to figure out, what do I need to say about my situation? Everything is energy. So whenever you decide to speak in particularly about yourself or about the outcomes in your life, because God designed it where literally your body is obedient to your consciousness. Dr. Emoto did a study. He found that certain words that we speak over water change the molecular structure of the water. My grandmama, when she would pray, she would speak life over me, right? So literally your words arrange energy. Your words arrange energy. And every time you speak, you are sending out vibrations. This is why being a good steward of your words becomes important. And so Florence Scovel says, I speak the word, to the point that she was having, I think it was either lunch or dinner with a friend of hers who had on a white blouse, just to put this in context for the conversation. And her friend spilled red juice on her blouse. And she was devastated because she liked her blouse. And Florence told her friend, speak the word. She's like, over my blouse? She's like, sis, I'm trying to put you on. Speak the word. And so she speaks the prescription that Florence Scovel gave her, and she spoke like, I want this stain off my blouse. And by the time they left the restaurant, in Florence's book, she talks about how the stain was gone. I just want you to understand you have a lot of power. And I ain't trying to sound too fluffy and too woo-woo about it, but what I would like for you to understand is that your words are like magnets. When you speak, and depending on how much emotion you put behind what you're saying, and particularly about yourself, the outcomes in your life, your body, your health, these are things that God designed to obey the word. Do you understand? And so you got to figure out how to resist the temptation when you're going through adversities to just speak casually and just say whatever you're feeling. Sometimes your feelings have to be depedestalized, and what is more important is your truth. And so you're going to find it's more important to speak what you actually desire, what's actually true according to your spirit, according to your level of faith, whatever your faith practice is. You have to figure out that whether you like it or not, what you say has a real impact in your life, in your body, in your finances, in your career, in your business, in your parenting. All of the published studies around educating children show that the words of the parents spoken over their children take root. You can't be too casual and too relaxed. This is not the season to be complacent and to act like you don't know. This is not the season to try to pretend to not know your power. This is the season to claim it, to be restored, and to practice your power. Put that in the comments if you can relate to that. I'm in a season of practicing my power. I will not forfeit it. What you say matters. You know how powerful your words are. So when you want to have that 1 hour venting session with your friends and you're putting all this energy into saying how hard it is, how frustrated you are, okay, I get it. But at some point, you got to reprogram all of that. It's like placing an order at a restaurant and you keep changing the order. They're in the kitchen whipping it up, but you keep changing the order, right? Like at some point, you have to sit back and say, okay, I know how I'm feeling, but I am being an alchemist in this moment. And I'm going to figure out how to stack these things in a way that works the outcome I desire, that puts it all together. It's like a recipe. It's like baking, even though I don't really know how to bake. I'm a Southern girl, though, so I can cook pretty much everything in my cast iron skillet. But I'm getting the bacon. Once I get the right apron, I want one of them aprons with all the little ruffles and stuff around the edges and stuff, then I'll feel more like a baker, But anyway, I digress. So I just want to give you some practical techniques you can use when you're in a state of overwhelm and you need to practice some emotional discipline and speak the word. Speak your higher truth despite how you feel. And so the first technique I want to give you is to breathe. Breath is the evidence that God is here. That breath of life, you didn't have to tell your body to breathe all night. It's a mechanism that is working in your body to keep you alive and connected to source. Breathe. Some things would just smooth out and get calmer if you would just breathe. So breathe. Breathe. That's the first tool. Just breathe. Then you'll find your breath rhythm. Do I need 5 breaths to start calming down? Do I need 10 breaths to start calming down? Like, where's my set point with using breath work to give me enough mental space to figure out what's happening and what I need to do next? If you have a habit of rushing and moving too fast and always trying to bypass the process of gaining more wisdom and more self-trust and more power, then breath work is going to reveal that. Because when you're breathing, it requires a certain mental and emotional stillness to mindfully breathe. And then you'll begin to say, like, oh, my mind is wandering. I can't even take 3 seconds. Like, you'll begin to get data, and all information is neutral until you assign a meaning to it. So it's good to learn about yourself. How can you practice self-mastery if you don't tap in, tune in, and figure out how you really function, how you move, how you do things, right? So it becomes really good to, tap in and figure out, oh, that's how I'm moving. That's how I'm thinking. That's how I'm doing stuff. So anyway, you're going to breathe. That's the first thing you are going to do. You're going to create some mental space and some emotional space to center and say, okay, what's my truth again? The second thing you're going to do is figure out which tool helps you ground in your truth once you remember it. Is it writing? Do you need to pick up and write your truth out? Do you need to sing? Do you need to dance? Do you need to speak it out loud? I encourage you to leverage your afoshe, your words of power, and speak the word. Say right there in real time, I speak life. I speak abundance. I speak wealth. When you're checking your bank account balance and you don't see the numbers you want to see, you can talk to your bank account. Reverend Ike, one of my favorite teachers, would say, everything in the world knows your God but you. Everything. That's why when you walk through the forest, the animals kind of, you'd be like, oh, what's coming? What's going on? Because you are a child of God. You have all of that divine DNA in you. Activate it, use it, practice your power, right? So first thing you'll do to calm yourself down is you're going to breathe. The second thing that you will do to calm yourself down is you're going to figure out if you need to write, speak. I'm encouraging you to find your voice, find the tone, find the sound, find the words that you need to say. Practice it when you wake up in the morning. Look in the mirror, speak your truth. Stop waiting for the day to happen. Start happening to the day. Right? Let the world know I am here. I don't care how subtle of a vibration it is. I woke up this morning and that was an intentional decision from my God that I would step foot out of my bed this morning and be useful in the world. I'm not here by coincidence. I fully accept my significance in the world. I'm not resisting it anymore. I'm not shrinking. I'm not pretending that I'm small. I speak the word. I wake up and I speak life. And I speak abundance and I speak my truth. And it governs because I know the power of my afoshe, my words. It governs what I'm going to do next. It governs how I organize the energy. Words matter. Stop saying negative things about yourself and your life and your results. Even though you have negative experiences, you don't have to bow to that energy. You don't have to make it the focus. You don't have to prioritize it. You can actually focus on what you want and practicing creating your blueprint of manifestation and how you get things done. And some of you will pray and ask God. You'll be begging sometimes, which is a whole other live. We'll get into that later. But you're constantly asking God, like, well, what should I do? And how do I get this done? Who should I become? Well, basically, you get to choose. And what you say out of your mouth is a reflection of your decisions, of what you believe is actually possible for you, what you believe is true to your life. So that's why training your words, training what you say, what you talk about, training what you do in moments of adversity versus trying to figure it out while you're stressed and your nervous system and all the triggers are firing is really, really important, especially in this season. This is not the season to be complacent and too relaxed about your life. This is a season right now for everybody where you have to be intentional and start thinking about what's coming next in your life and how you're going to create it. So first technique, deep breath, create some mental space to audit what you're feeling and thinking and lean back and get back and find your way back to your truth. You'll discover your breathing rhythm. Do you need 10 breaths, 20 breaths, 30 breaths to calm yourself down? Because you make better decisions from a calm state, right? So you'll figure out what your set point is. Second thing to do is figure out what your primary tool of clarifying your truth is. Do you need to write it down again? Do you need to speak it? I'm encouraging you to find your voice, find your tone, use your words, and speak life into your life. Speak life into whatever it is you're trying to get done. Use that, right? Third tip, technique, whatever you want to call it, is going to be tag somebody in. Put this in the comments. This is what I mean when I say tribe life is the advantage. It really is. You need to understand that community is the next major healing. Community is medicine. Knowing people of like mind, like spirit, like values, who believe the same things you believe, who also walk in their own sovereignty and authority and power. You can tag them in when you need to amplify the energy of what it is you're trying to hold faith around. I have the type of friends in my life, I can call any of them. I could text any of them, SOS, pray. They ain't even got to have all the details. They're going to start configuring the energy with me because I've properly vetted who I surround myself with And in the words of one of my favorite sisters, I am successfully surrounded. So I don't have to figure it out in real time. Well, who can I call? Who's there for me? No, I literally came out of a sister circle this evening. Shout out to the sisters in Georgia that I was gathering with tonight. And one of the things she had us do is write out, who do you have in your life that you could call to help you, and they would drop everything no matter what and be there to support you. I was able to write down 12 names. Do you know how much of a blessing that is? 12 people who I know well enough and who know me well enough that if something's going on with me, they would be right there. That's not something that happened coincidentally. Long before it manifested as a real thing, I was decreeing and declaring and speaking that I will not be misaligned. I will not be surrounded by people I can't trust. I will be surrounded by people who see me correctly, the way you see me, God. Like, these are things that I had to speak into my life, create a plan for, configure it all, practice the plan. And voila, as of today, I have an incredible tribe that is there for me anytime that I'm needed. And anytime that I need them and anytime that they need me, I have the capacity to be there for them as well. So your third tip is be successfully surrounded. You need to have a community, a tribe, a touchpad where, okay, I've exhausted my capacity vibrationally. Now I can lean into my sisters. Now I can lean into my husband. Now I can lean into my family, and I can resource their energy so that I'm not feeling alone and I'm not battling with my emotions as much because I got other people saying the same things that I'm saying. It's really important, especially for those of you who are leaders and you're curating other space. The worst thing you can do is serve others and your cup is not full, because what are you serving them? Right? And I work with leaders who are redefining their identity in the marketplace, and they know that they need to dedicate time to developing themselves and not just spinning the wheels of taking care of everybody else, right? And when they get in my sacred containers, my 1-year self-development program, when they start working with me, they discover how important it is to give from their overflow, not what's in their cup even, but to have a lifestyle where you have the bandwidth to fulfill your own vision so that you're not trauma bonding with the marketplace and creating these toxic codependent dynamics between you and the people you're supposed to serve because you haven't established successful community and tribe life. So what are the things that I'm doing to help people with that third technique? Is I've created the Women's Circle of Empowerment. We gather every Sunday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I don't want people to just come in and join my community because my space is sacred. I don't just create boundaries, I enforce them. So one of the things that's going to be important is that you take advantage of our 30-day free trial and see if you feel at home. Come vet my people. We're good people. And we attract great people. Like attracts like, right? Come and vet. The link is thewombsauna.com/WCOE. Come see if we're your tribe. If we're not, it's no problem. No love lost. No wahala. It's all good. But I have found that women have come into this space and finally found their sisters. And the bonding that happens, the support, the presence, the way we set up each week intentionally and we pray with each other and for each other. I can't even live without my circles. Like, I need the circle for me. I know I'm facilitating it and birthed it out. But honestly, like, I don't know how I would have as much joy without these sisters and this community. Go to thewombsauna.com/WCOE. If you don't have a core tribe, it's one thing to float. There's nothing wrong with that. I go into different spaces and all of that because I like to expand and I love community life. I really do. I'm a tribal girl. I love it. But what I'm saying to you is you should have that core foundational group of people in your life that you can trust and that can trust you, that you feel at home with. And I want every person to have that. I want you to have that in your life. I want you to feel deeply loved and supported, not just by God and spirit and your ancestors and all, but by people. There's really great people on earth. I know sometimes all social media gives you is the stuff, the trifling stuff people are doing, but there are really, really good people who will care for you. And you should be intentional about creating space for that. It makes living this life easier when you know you have people that you can tag in and resource on the hard days and the good days. They're there. They're your people. So we may be your people. Tomorrow, 8 a.m., one of the sisters is facilitating the call. Shout out to Imre Kazi. And she's going to be teaching. It's not all on me. You get the whole community after the free trial. If you really resonate and you want to stay in the tribe, then you can get access to our lifestyle curriculum course. You also get incentives for like private retreats and things that I'm doing. We getting ready to skip over to Puerto Rico and have some fun, right? So there's all kinds of benefits to being in community life. That's why you should have it. That's why it should be a part of your life, because being in community is an advantage. You get the expertise that's in the room. You get the skill sets that are in the room, right? So I hope this is helpful. Please be careful with your words, especially in this season. The energy is running hot. So you want to be intentional about the things you're speaking over your life. Just because somebody makes you mad does not mean your words should be used to speak ill towards somebody else's life, because you will always reap what you sow. So it's important to be wise and intentional about your words and how powerful they are. Use them wisely. And my mama used to say to me, if you ain't got nothing good to say, then hush. Don't say nothing at all. I do practice word fasting. There are times I'm intentionally silent. I withdraw being as visible as a public figure because people feed off my energy, and I know that I'm feeding them. Every time I come online and I'm giving you content, I'm feeding you my energy. So I don't do that if I'm not in a position to do that. I don't do that if I'm running on E. I don't do that if I'm not fortified and replenished, right? So these things are important. Make sure you're being intentional about how you move with your language. If it's not what you truly desire, then consider not speaking it. If it's not how you truly want to feel about yourself, don't say it. You don't have to. What's in it for you? To create it, then have to exert energy to uncreate the things you're talking about. I am asking you to become masterful, more skillful with your language, what you talk about, and really understand the power of your words. Just practice it. Just try it. Just try to make a few subtle changes. Maybe do a talking fast. One of the things I used to do with my friends is say, I need to vent. Only give me 5 minutes. Can you set the timer? If I go over that, then I'm going to have to match that excess time with saying nothing but positive things, because I'm not going to let negative words govern my life. I'm going to use my words intentionally and mindfully. I know how powerful they are, right? And then eventually I started wearing myself out saying the negative stuff. And then I eventually created a new habit and way of being where I'm able to just say my truth and use my words powerfully as they are designed. So that's that. Lastly, if you want to stay connected, make sure you're on my email list. Go to the link in the bio. You can join my email list. We do have some events coming up, some free online classes. The Puerto Rico retreat is coming. You are more than welcome to come play with me in Puerto Rico. My life is centered around joy. It is my emotional default. I ain't mad at nobody. I ain't got time to be throwing shots at nobody or blaming nobody else for the outcomes in my life or my business. I am the happiest I've ever been in my life, and I live a lifestyle where joy is at the center of it, and I do fun things. And so I am doing my family vacation in San Juan, Puerto Rico at a beautiful 4-star resort. Y'all welcome to come play with me. If you want to come, come. We're going to do yoga and Pilates in the morning. We're going to go through the rainforest. The kids going to be able to feed the baby sea turtles. Like, it's just about being in my orbit, being in what the womb sauna offers is a vibe. And it's a happy one. And it's a powerful one. And we are unapologetically powerful over here in my movement and in my communities. And it shows the light, the joy, the beauty of life. It shows. You will know me by my fruit. And you're welcome to vet and Google the womb sauna. Go to the testimonial page, and people will tell you what it's like to work with me and have me as a part of your world and supporting you and healing everything. All right. So that's all I got tonight. I'm done because I got to get ready for the call in the morning. So for those of you who want to come and vet my tribe and see if it's a good fit for you, again, if you go to thewombsauna.com/WCOE and you sign up for the free trial, then you'll get the access details for tomorrow morning's call. Fair enough? And then I will see you on the call in the morning. I hope y'all have a good night. Peace.